Hello, everybody. Thank you for watching Broadway.com's Live at 5. It is Thursday, September 13th. I voted today. It's primary day here in New York. And I am Ryan Lee Gilbert.
And I'm Paul Wontorek.
And we are joined here in the studio by the wonderful Eric King.
Hello, everyone.
Your hair looks good, Eric.
Your hair looks fantastic.
I appreciate it.
Very fashionable. And we have a couple of guests here with us
From your favorite
today.
show, from Waitress.
My favorite show on Broadway. Katie Lowe's and Adam Shapiro are joining us to chat for a little bit. Love my Waitress. But first, let's go through today's top 5.
You guys, Broadway has lost a legend today. It's a really sad start to Live at 5.
Yeah, this is horrible. I was sort of dreading this moment. Marin Mazzie died. We found out this morning she died of ovarian cancer. She had a very public battle with ovarian cancer. She is a friend of Broadway.com, a friend of everyone. She's just like the warmest, sweetest, funniest.
Absolutely, yeah.
She was and a legend, truly a legend,
yeah.
and a 3-time Tony nominee. I mean, her career really sort of paralleled my time on Broadway. When I was really thinking about when I first started, like seeing her in Passion, as Clara in Passion was sort of her first Tony nomination, her first big thing. I want to go through her career a little bit. I had to put words down because I didn't want to screw this up. Obviously, Mother in Ragtime.
Right.
Back to Before.
Iconic.
Back to Before is like such an iconic musical theater moment. She was Lily Vanessy in Kiss Me Kate opposite Brian Stokes Mitchell. Right. Those 3 shows are Tony nominations. Mia La Mancha, Lady of the Lake, Spamalot. She did Next to Normal. Remember, she went in as Diana with Jason Daniely, her husband, who we adore. Who was just here in late July. He is currently starring in Pretty Woman. Our thoughts are with Jason. My Facebook today is just like the saddest place there is because everybody loves Marin Mazzie. She was fantastic as Margaret White in Carrie, Helen in Billets Over Broadway, and she went into King and I after her first sort of battle with cancer and
it was a big moment for
as
her
Anna. She's a Theater Hall of Fame recipient. That happened last year, and she was last seen in February off Broadway Classic Stage Company.
That's right.
In Fire and Air. We adored her, and everyone were just so sad and horrible. But she leaves quite a legacy.
She does.
And our thoughts are with you, Jason, and everyone out there that she touched.
Go listen to her version of Losing My Mind. It's amazing.
Yes.
So let's rebound to something a little bit lighter. To Kill a Mockingbird has rounded out its cast today.
Yes, so To Kill a Mockingbird is definitely one of the most anticipated plays of the fall coming out. Classic novel, amazing A-team putting this all together. So we already know that Jeff Daniels, Celia Keenan-Bolger, Gideon Glick, Will Pullen, Frederick Weller, Stark Sands, and more are part. And now we have the full cast. Baze Buzan, Thomas Michael Hammond, Ted Koch, David Manis, Danny McCarthy, Abby Mary Lees, Duran Japal Mitchell, Jeff Still, Shona Tucker, and Rebecca Watson are rounding out the cast of that play. It premieres on Broadway later this year, opens in December. Very excited. Aaron Sorkin, you've got, just dream team. Bartlett Sher directing. It's going to be incredible.
And we've got 2 Broadway shows headed across the pond.
So Dolly Parton's
accent work.
Yeah, thanks attempt. Dolly Parton's 9 to 17 will be playing the West End. Just thought I'd repeat my office joke. 9 to 5, but in London, 9 to 17. Anyway, the musical 9 to 5 will play the Savoy Theatre in the West End next year. Jeff Calhoun, who directed the touring production in the U.S., will direct. Natalie McQueen, Louise Redknapp, Amber Davies, and Brian Conley will play out that hilarious show. It starts January 28th, and it plays through August next year. And also Lynn Nottage's Pulitzer Prize winner, Sweat. Fantastic.
I loved this play. Yeah.
Very so timely. We love this play. Lynette Linton will direct the UK premiere staging. This starts in December 7th. And where's it happening? At the Donmar. The Donmar Warehouse. That's where fancy things happen. So that's where Sweat will go.
And Andrew Lloyd Webber is reworking a classic fairy tale.
Yes.
Oh, Imogen forgot to mention this.
Yes, Imogen
cannot
didn't tell
believe.
us. She didn't say anything. Recent EGOTer, Andrew Lloyd Webber. So first of all, congratulations again, sir, for that. Along with Tim Rice and John Legend for Jesus Christ Superstar Live. He is developing a modern retelling of the story of Cinderella.
Modern? Oh,
Modern,
okay.
yes.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
he will provide the score, of course, because he's Andrew Lloyd Webber. And he hopes to complete the score by the end of this year. And he is working with the librettist for Everybody's Talking About Jamie, which people are freaking out about, of course, across the pond. Tom McRae, he's working with him, as well as the writer and Call the Midwife actress, Emerald Fennell. It will update the Cinderella fairy tale to feature a modern heroine.
Interesting.
Yeah, so obviously Cinderella was on Broadway not too long ago. Laura Osnes, Tony nomination, Santino Fontana. But also there's like the Whitney Houston Brandy version. So they're taking all of that we know and updating it for this modern
thing
day.
I love about Andrew Lloyd Webber is his willingness to always work with new collaborators.
Absolutely.
He's very big on sort of bringing new people in, and so I love that. So what a cool idea. And he knows how to write a good tune.
Yeah, he does. You know, they say that about him.
Just a few. So Cynthia Erivo's Harriet Tubman biopic finally landed a studio and 3 new stars.
You guys, it's happening. The Cynthia Erivo thing is
She's
happening.
just
I know we
happening
all
everywhere.
feel like we discovered her.
We did.
She came from Broadway,
You're welcome.
but you know, she's not just at fashion shows. She is at fashion shows.
She is.
She's
yes.
also making a bunch of Hollywood movies. So what's coming out?
So we have Widows.
Right, which I've been hearing a lot about.
Yes, it just premiered at TIFF, made a huge
That's the
splash.
Toronto International Film Festival.
That's right. It made a huge splash
And then
over
she
there.
has another.
And then she's got Bad Times at El Royale.
Right.
From the guy that created The Martian. Remember
And a
that
while
big
ago,
fan?
we wrote that she was going to play Harriet Tubman in a
Yes.
biopic. And guess what? It's really happening. And Leslie Odom Jr., Joe Alwyn, also known as,
Mr. Taylor Swift.
and Jennifer Nettles, who is fantastic in
Amazing.
Chicago,
Yeah,
are all going to be
absolutely.
in this movie. And it landed a studio, right? So it's actually happened. It like has a studio attached, and it's really happening. It's about Harriet Tubman and slavery, and I mean Harriet
Yes.
Tubman is like an iconic.
Right.
This is like a great idea.
And when it was first announced that she was going to be, I think everyone was like, that's perfect, that's
Right.
amazing, this needs to happen.
And it's directed by Cassie Lemons, and the screenplay is written by her and Gregory Allen Howard. Anyway,
Amazing.
you go, Cynthia Erivo.
Yes, we're so happy
Cheering
for
you on, girl.
Congratulations.
Get that TIFF
We'll have to
money.
get her to come talk about all of this.
Come on
Did you
in.
hear that? Come on
in.
Well, thank you so much, Paul. Thank you. And now, Eric, why don't you tell us about today's very special pie-loving guests?
I'd love to. IRL married couple Katie Lowes and Adam Shapiro are currently making their Broadway debuts as Dawn and Ogie in Waitress. Katie is known for portraying Quinn Perkins in the hit political drama Scandal, alongside Kerry Washington, also coming to Broadway, for 6 years, and was also a series regular on Easy Money. Adam has been seen on screen in Steve Jobs, A Single Man, The House Bunny, and Now You See Me. The pair married in 2012 and worked together at the IAMA Theater Company in Los Angeles. Be sure to follow Katie on social media at Katie Q Lowes and Adam at Shappy Shaps. Leave all your questions in the comments below. Please welcome Ryan, Katie, and Adam.
We're here.
Shappy Shaps.
Live at 5.
I'm so excited. As Paul mentioned earlier, Waitress is my favorite show,
love
genuinely. And
that.
it's not just something I'm
Have
saying.
you're a
You're a frequent pier. You've
Absolutely.
Seen it
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
us too.
absolutely
We're
amazing.
obsessed.
we saw
I-
it a ton of times before we went in it.
Yeah, oh yeah, and I listen to it constantly. I even have the vinyl record version of What's Inside from Sarah Bareilles.
Okay.
I'm dedicated
We need
to
to
my
get
Waitress.
that.
It's
Get a
incredible.
vinyl.
You should get the vinyl. It's
Okay.
incredible. So welcome,
Hi.
guys. How are you? How does it feel to be a part of the Waitress family? Not just fans, but a part of that pie-loving family.
Honestly, it's unbelievable. So we're
Yeah, I
like
think
you.
we're
We're
still
like
in shock.
we're huge fans of Waitress, and it's like Drew just came back to the cast.
Yes,
to
Drew
play-
Galing.
Yeah,
yes.
Drew Galing.
He finished up with Dave
And
down
now
in
he's
DC.
back.
Now he's
playing
back.
Dr. Palmer.
and he's
Yep.
back as Dr. Palmer, and I remember like I've seen him like 4 times in it.
Like he was our first Palmer, so we're like, oh my god,
He's
Drew's
like our
coming
Palmer.
back.
And now I'm like supposed to just be like sharing a dressing room with him and like being cool about it, and just like, yeah, we're both in the same Broadway show. But like, he's my Dr. Palmer.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And now we're in a show together. It's great. Like we've been doing this for 2 months and we're still.
And Sarah Bareilles has been a friend for like a long time. Like when she was playing for like very few people. Adam's known her for like 15 years. But now that we've actually, and we were fans of the
High
Sarah.
six-time
Sarah's
Grammy nominee
God.
Sarah Bareilles.
Now that we've like, we've seen her show a million times to support her. We saw her in it, all these things. But now that we're working on it, now I feel even like, I've always known she was like a genius, whatever. But like, we're friends. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Now that we're working on her music, I'm like, oh my God. Like, how am I even friends with this person?
Right.
It's just
No, she's
brilliant.
Like
Genius.
her lyrics, the music she writes, the story she tells through song, it's insane to me.
No,
It's like-
totally.
It's like you hear like She Used to Be Mine, you're like, that's an awesome Sarah Bareilles song. But then like she also wrote Never Getting Rid of Me, which is so
exactly,
funny.
exactly.
So
Like
it's
a
just
lot
incredible.
of there have been a lot of pop stars and songwriters that have tried their hand at Broadway, and some with greater success than others.
Sure.
She took it in a way that I have not experienced before. Like it's
Correct me
her
if I'm
dive
wrong,
into
too.
character.
Is she the only woman who's ever starred in a musical that she wrote herself on Broadway?
That sounds right.
mean, who else
Right.
would it
I
be?
mean, like in terms of like the scale of writing the entire score
Yeah,
and then starring
in it
as,
and
yes.
it being on Broadway, not
Right.
like, I mean,
No, I
that's
think like
insane.
all of that lining up. But if it had to happen for someone, it had to happen for Sarah Bareilles.
on.
Yes, absolutely. So let's rewind a little bit. And how did you? So of course you began in New York City. You began your careers. You went out to LA for a pilot season, right? And now you start an incredible theater company, which I want to hear about as well.
Yeah,
and then you
I
get a
am.
text from Sarah Bareilles one morning, right, asking, "Hey, this show that I wrote that you
Yeah.
love, want to be in it?"
Yeah, like she
Nah.
was like, I know Scandal's done, and you guys are free all summer, and like you guys should come be in Waitress. And we were like, just immediately like, absolutely not, Sarah. Like,
Yeah, we said
we're
no
not worthy.
because of that. Like we
Right.
said no because we were like, we're not good enough. We can't do this 8 times a week. I haven't sang since high school. He sings every day, all day, but like,
Broadway?
Broadway? Like, what are we talking about here?
Right.
And then she was
She
like,
said, "Come
no.
on, just make your audition tapes. Make your audition tapes. Like,
You
let's
have to
see
do
what
it."
you got." And so now we're all of a sudden in our bedroom and we're practicing. We're going to voice lessons in LA and we're putting on outfits that might look like, and we sent in a bunch of tapes.
And there were a bunch of people like pushing. Like I told my agent Josiah, I'm like, dude, I don't think I'm gonna audition for this. Like, I'm really not worthy. And he's like, you have to audition
Yeah.
for Waitress. And then Rachel Lawrence, who's our vocal coach in LA, was like, you guys are gonna get this. And all these people like pointing us towards Broadway, and we're like freaking
Also,
out.
we're obsessed with Caitlin Houlihan and Chris Fitzgerald. Like, we were like, no.
Yeah,
like,
you can't
why
take
are we
their
doing
spot.
this? Like, this is a nightmare and also the greatest thing that's ever happened to us in our lives.
Do they have some nice words of wisdom, those two?
Oh,
'Cause
they were
they're
amazing. You
Yeah.
have to do this crazy
They
thing
were
when you put, like, we've learned so much in such a short amount of time because basically we sent in those tapes, we booked the job, 4 days later we moved to New York, 9 days later we opened up on Broadway.
My goodness. My
So
goodness.
we do something when you're in the rehearsal process where you track backstage the person that
right.
you're going to take
Yep.
over their role, right?
Yep.
So like
shadow them.
I'm,
essentially.
yes,
Yeah.
shadow them
Shadow
so I
them.
can
I've
see
worked with Corky
Caitlin.
before. I know the lingo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's coming off stage and I'm like writing notes and she's coming off stage. I'm like, this is where she does the quick change and all this stuff. And we were like immediate fast friends, you
Yeah.
know, like just such fast friends.
She's
and
the best.
she made me cry. She wrote me an opening. She left a note on our dressing table. Like, the Broadway traditions, you guys, are so amazing.
They are. It's so many
Like,
lovely
she
people.
left me a bottle of bourbon.
Yes.
So-
And she
Chris.
said, you know, that she was so like takes such a special care of our special lady Dawn. Like, I just felt so like
Chris's advice was, you can't screw up as Ogie. So never feel like there's that there's not something you can like Ogie your way out of. You know?
Yeah.
He's like, literally you could fall on your face,
which he did.
which
Right.
I've done.
Sure.
fell off the
Well,
stool.
it's tradition.
Yeah,
It's,
and he's
we
like,
all
you
have
and,
those on
and,
stage
like, I didn't
mishaps.
realize when he told me that was actually going to happen to me. But he was like, literally, you could fall off the stage, and as Ogie, you can get away with it. And
Yeah,
it was good advice.
And loving the show. Obviously, I think these two characters are just so special.
They are.
Like they're just, and I love the dynamic of now having a truly in love married couple playing them. I think it adds so many different little lovely layers to it. What do you love most about these characters you play? How are you most like these characters?
I struggle. I'm a control freak and OCD for sure. So like I definitely have those tendencies with Dawn. And what I love about her song When He Sees Me, like that's the song when I go out to the little autograph line and we're all like signing playbills. Like it's the song that a lot of the teenage girls really relate to, and I feel like that's really special to me that they're like, When He Sees Me is my favorite song because that's how I feel a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So I feel so lucky that I get to tell a character like Dawn's story, that she gets to sort of blossom into being confident and yeah, so she gets to have like a whole journey. I love her.
And just to point out a little bit more of Sarah Bareilles' genius there,
Yes.
the way she turns that song around, like when it goes from like seeing me to what if he sees me?
Yeah, it's awesome.
My goodness.
It's so good.
She's unbelievable.
And I feel like with Ogie's kind of like, he's like obsessed with things. Like he's obsessed with clogging. He's obsessed with spontaneous poetry.
Yeah.
And that is me. Like I am, like for me, like LeBron James is probably my clogging.
Yeah, and Twitter is your
Broadway is my
magician.
spontaneous poetry.
Right.
Like
And Twitter is your...
Twitter is my magic.
Yes.
Yes.
No, he's also Ogie is the #1 fan of everything that he loves.
And that is
Yes,
Adam.
And I'm
and
like
me
such
too,
a fan.
me too.
100.
Such a
That's
fan
so
of-
him. That's
of
so him.
A lot of things.
Yeah. No, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. Tell me a little bit about your theater company that Eric mentioned in your
Yes.
intro.
Oh yeah, let's talk about
IAMA.
I am a theater
10
company.
years.
Yeah.
10 years on 10-year anniversary. We essentially moved to LA, and I went to Tisch School of the Arts, and with a bunch of us theater nerds all moved out to LA at the same time because we heard this thing that like maybe someone would pay us money and we could like afford health insurance. So we went out to LA and we all worked in the same restaurant, and we were like, what the hell do we do to
As
keep our
waiters
artistic...
and waitresses.
Yes, as waitresses. For
Oh, I was a waiter. I was a waitress here too. So
Right,
my
that's
dad's
how you
big
met
joke,
her,
yes,
right?
my
Yeah.
dad's big joke is like, oh, you left New York as a waitress and now you're back to be one again.
It is
Dad
funny,
humor.
When she
Good
was
dad
when she
humor.
was a waitress in LA and we first met, like I did that Ogie
Sure.
Dawn scene. Like I sat in her restaurant and like
Oh,
was like,
my
I want
goodness.
her as my waitress and like talked to
But
her.
I
at her
didn't say
table.
no. I was yes.
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 Oh, yeah,
Thank
yeah.
goodness.
But yeah, so we wanted to just get up on stage. Katie's friends wanted to just get up on stage one
Yeah.
summer and like put on a play. That's what they knew how to do. And all of a sudden, that play turned into this company that is now 10 years later making ridiculously good theater. Shonda Rhimes is our patron of the arts, and
Yeah.
We really support new playwrights. What's crazy is
Yeah.
about LA is that now that playwriting and television writing is really, a lot of the best playwrights who write plays also write some of the best TV shows. And some of
Certainly,
the best
yeah.
TV writers are now writing plays, and it's like, so there's a lot of this going on with people going back and forth.
and there's a lot of great playwrights flocking out to Los Angeles.
Yeah, they work some
Absolutely.
of the year on a Netflix show that's writing out there,
I was just
whatever
gonna
it
say,
is.
yeah.
So we sort of find those people, and they're like, well, I have this play that I actually went to Juilliard for playwriting, and
Right.
I've just been doing TV for 2 years, and we're like, what is that play? We will put that play on. Like,
Yeah.
let's
Tell me
workshop
about
that
your
play. Let's do a
play.
reading about it. So what's great about LA versus, I mean, I grew up in New York. Look, New York's theater is the best in the world, but what's cool about LA theater is that rent is much cheaper.
Yup.
So you can
Yup.
take risks and do new plays, and we just keep throwing stuff up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like without
yeah.
the risk of like, oh my God, if this play doesn't do well, we're out of hundreds of thousands of
And
dollars. That
also,
doesn't
like
happen.
Hollywood, everything takes really long time. You know, it's like
Yeah,
like that
yeah,
movie
yeah.
you were talking about that Cynthia's doing right now.
Yes,
like,
the
Oh,
Harry
that
Simon,
could take like
yeah.
7 years.
I
We don't
absolutely-
even
no,
know.
we're
Genuinely,
friends with
genuinely.
some of the producers on that movie, and like we've been hearing about that movie for years.
Right.
And one of the cool things about having something like IAMA in LA is that while we're all waiting on those projects that take years and years and years to happen, IAMA's the place that we get to just put the show up.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Do you know the play Bachelorette came? It was at Second Stage.
Oh,
and
yes.
Assistance
Yeah, and
was
then
at
they turned
Playwrights
that
Horizon.
into a film
Those
as
were
well.
IAMA
Yes.
plays that we did in 2008. Because
Yeah.
Leslie
Yeah.
Headland went to
Yes,
NYU
yep,
with us.
yep.
And she was like, I'm going to write you guys one play for each sin. And we
she
did those
was-
when we were like 5 years old out there.
She was our playwright in residence for basically the last 9 years.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And also, I know I want to start taking some questions from all of your incredible fans that are watching,
Yeah,
but
that's
we
right.
have yet to mention you were being parents in the process of you have a baby.
Oh,
Let me
that's
tell you
right.
something.
We should check in with the nanny.
A
We
baby.
should
I
check
literally,
in.
my intermission, like I met
Okay.
Natasha Yvette
Okay.
Williams, who plays
They're
Becky.
fine.
I love.
He's eating dinner.
Oh, good, thank you. I don't have my
Oh,
phone
good,
on me.
good, good.
He's Albie. Albie is his name. And
Yes.
He's the cutest.
Yes, yes.
Well, obviously.
And the theater nerd in us, the Albie thing.
Yeah.
But that's just like a little plus to his name. But Natasha Yvette Williams, who I share my dressing room with, she plays Becky. Like, I walked in the first day and I was like, I have to literally pump every intermission. Is that okay with you? I'm still a breastfeeding mother. This is insane. She's like, do whatever the hell I want.
But
She's the best.
He comes on stage. He comes in between shows on 2 show days.
Oh my!
It has been a definite adventure having like a little, like he's about to turn 1,
right?
But like a tiny baby being here for this.
He
3
was
months.
teething during the 9-day rehersal process, and we didn't sleep at all. And we had 9 days to learn this entire show. It was
I felt like I
hell
was
on
teething
earth
during that rehearsal process.
It was horrible. Like, it was like literally the hardest thing I think I've ever done professionally.
We were all,
Sure,
we were all in a way cutting our teeth.
Yeah.
Look at
right.
this guy.
I see.
Look at
Look
this
at
guy.
you. Look at you. This is why. This
Look,
is
this
why
is-
you're so in demand.
Look at
That's why they say it, right?
Look at this guy. Look at this
Right.
guy.
We were all cutting
No,
our
but
teeth at the
that's
same
truly
time.
that's
Thank
truly
you, Pete.
remarkable. But they say, like when it rains, it pours, and when life comes at you, it comes at you fast. So it was baby, move, make Broadway debuts,
Yes.
be a part
Did it
of
ever.
your friend's incredible show.
And when we sat backstage opening night, and I felt never so unprepared for anything.
We're really going on right now?
We had never run the show, so I was really scared. But I remember standing backstage and being like, I made a kid, like I can do this. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
so I don't know. Like, I think you're right. Like, it was super helpful that I was a mom, and I was like, well, if that was really scary and I did that, so this is going to be really scary and I can do it, right?
Right, totally. Amazing. What, Eric? What would our incredible
Yeah,
viewers
Eric.
and their fans
Eric,
like
what
to
kind
know?
of questions you getting on that iPad?
Okay, yes, this iPad is jingling. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah. Don't drop it.
Tyler would like to know.
Okay.
This is a funny one. This is a fun one. There are serious ones.
We'll take funny,
If
we
you
love funny.
were to each describe yourself as a pie, what kind of pie would you be and why? And this is not what is your favorite pie.
Right.
How would you describe yourself
As
as
one of
a
the
pie,
pies in the show,
right.
or any pie?
Just
Any
you
pie.
create the pie. You're the baker.
I think mine would be like, just like a really loud pie with like sprinkles on top and like, but like inside something that's like not that delicious because it's kind of like our Jewish desserts are like not that delicious. Kind of like a Hamantaschen.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah,
Mandel
like
bread in
Mandel
there.
bread. It would be a mandel bread crust.
Mine would be soaked in booze.
Yes, the bourbon
That
from
bourbon.
That's what I
Off
would
the
like. I would
bottle.
like a peach
You're like a peach
bourbon,
bourbon.
like because it's a peach is cute
Yes.
with dimples, and there's like
Aw.
bourbon alcohol involved because I got a lot of like spice and yelling in there. You
mine
know,
would be like a cookies and cream kind of Oreo thing with Hamantaschen and maybe like some sort of cherry in the middle with sprinkles
Lots
on
of that
top.
just announces.
Yeah,
Too. Yes.
Loud.
and it
Yeah.
spins on like on a lazy Susan type of
Constantly.
thing. Yeah, it's always
Right.
spinning.
Right.
We
And
have
what
spinning pies at Waitress.
What
on the
about
side.
favorite pie? What's your favorite pie? I had pie at my wedding. We didn't do cake. We
Because
did
of
pie.
Waitress.
We did
because
Oreos.
of Waitress played a big part. So
that
I mean,
is
I'm
amazing.
genuinely
when
a
was the last
stan.
time you saw it?
I haven't been back in a little bit, but I
Will you
need
come
to
see
come. I
Nicolette?
need to come see
Will you
Nicolette
tell us
and
when you
yes,
come?
I absolutely
So you
will.
come
I would love
backstage?
to.
You can come back
Did you hear
there.
that? My goodness.
I don't know what
my
my favorite
goodness.
pie is.
My favorite pie is banana cream pie.
Oh, you know what? I like the.
amazing.
and I
Good
love
choice.
key lime pie.
Oh,
I
key
like
lime pie's amazing.
chicken pot pie.
I like that too.
Oh, a savory pie. We do need to acknowledge the savory
We do need to
pies.
acknowledge
Yes.
savory
Well,
pies
they are
now
having
that
big
they're opening in
conversations.
London.
Yes, we've been having
so-
big conversations
Right.
with Sarah
And the-
Bareilles because
the
they're
Brits-
opening in London.
The
and
Brits
they
love a savory
They
pie.
love a
They
good,
love
yeah.
a savory pie.
Like British
pork,
Bake Off.
pork pie.
Yes.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Yep. Or people that were recently getting shaved. All of that.
Yeah,
Good.
all
Yes.
of that.
So a few people are wondering, like, obviously you are on Broadway right now. Kerry Washington is coming to Broadway.
Yeah.
Did you guys have like a secret plan? You're like,
Yeah.
once
Oh my
Scandal's
God.
over.
Yeah,
Totally.
like of course.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
okay, well, fine. If she's doing Broadway, then I'll do Broadway. Like whatever. No.
No, but when we realized we were both.
She was like my first phone call because I knew she was going to
Sure.
do Broadway a while ago. I knew she was interested in circling this play. It's an amazing play. She's going to be amazing in it. But she was like my first call when we got it. I called her and I was like, "We got to be on Broadway at the same time!" And
But
she
like-
was like screaming.
Oh,
and
yeah.
and her husband is going to be in Good Grief at the Vineyard Theater.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
yes.
basically we're
My
doing-
goodness.
We're doing this whole New York situation. We live in the same neighborhood now in New York. We saw her on Saturday night. We bawled and cried.
If there's
and-
one thing we learned from Scandal, it's that we will follow Kerry Washington till the ends of the earth. And if that includes Broadway, awesome.
Fine, fine. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
Fine.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes, she's going to be starring in American Son.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jeremy
Amazing.
Jordan,
With
Stephen
Jeremy
Pasquale.
Jordan,
Stephen
Stephen
Pasquale.
Pasquale.
And then
Yeah.
hopefully her
You know.
her next move is like an Oscar-winning movie, and then we would do that as well.
Yeah, but it shoots on like an island
And we all go to the
where
island.
there's like
Yes.
pina coladas.
Oh,
Mhm.
man.
And like it only can work. There's a lot of kids
Pineapples.
in the movie, so we can only work like 6 hours a
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
And animals.
So
Hear
No.
that, Kerry Washington?
Yeah, come on, let's do a movie on an island with kids.
Okay, so Caitlin would like to know, you guys are like real theater professionals out
Yes.
there in LA. You run
Yes.
a
Very
I'm not
professional.
sure about
Right.
So
that. Is there anything that you're learning on Broadway that you either didn't expect or that you could bring back to your theater
Oh my
company?
God,
Good
I could take
question.
this one.
what?
One thing I learned on Broadway is
What are you gonna say right now?
I'm gonna say that the thing that has impressed me the most about the professionalism of these Broadway actors is that how good I was like, wow, it's amazing that they're perfect every night. And then I said that to one of the people in our cast, and they're like, no, we're never, you're not perfect any night, ever.
Mhm.
It's about how you handle when things go wrong or differently.
Right.
Because something goes wrong and differently every single night. And I also never thought that we could like do 8 shows a week, and I feel like I could like throw a couple more shows in per week.
I know.
Wow.
Because we only
Don't
do
let-
like
don't let your producer.
do weekends.
That was another question someone had. Would you
Yeah.
rather have 8 shows a week or a long day on set? Like a very long day on set.
What's easier?
Well, set is way easier.
Set's way easier because there's all
I
the
mean, I
snacks.
have
Craft
to tell you
services.
guys,
Snacks.
like Broadway 8 shows a week is literally the
hardest
hardest
thing
professional thing we've ever done.
Right. It's
Oh,
a
hardest-
it's a test.
hardest
It's a
thing as
true-
an actor.
Yeah.
Because you know it really is dependent on your health. Like I acted
Right.
on Scandal with the stomach flu, the regular flu, 9.5 months pregnant, the worst cold. Like it doesn't matter. I can sit here and do a scene and sit on my cords and like get through it. And if
Right.
it sounds like shit or
I shot.
That's all right. It's the internet.
then they can go back and just redo it, whatever. But like
I shot a
theater,
Samsung commercial with the shingles.
the shingles.
Yeah.
what are we even talking
I'm just
about?
saying you can
No,
do
it's-
it.
it's
But,
very-
like,
yeah.
I wouldn't be on stage right now. with
No,
those
it's very
shingies.
dependent.
No, like
on
it's like
how-
you
Have
have to
shings.
like we're living like nuns right now.
Right.
Like,
And
you
it's a
live
We
like-
matter
thought
of
we'd be doing Broadway and like out drinking till 4 o'clock in the morning like we normally do when we come to New York, but it's like we do the show, we come home, we don't talk on the phone the next day because we're like saving our voice. It's
Right.
like a whole. You are the Olympic athletes of acting.
Right.
I, as a sports fan, I can't believe like how many parallels that this draws to being an athlete and being a professional athlete. Like these Broadway people are so they're in shape and they're fit and they're ready to go
They all
every
go to
night.
the gym on in the
In
day.
between the shows?
In between the shows, they're using the shower in backstage behind the theater, the little crappy closet shower, because they went to a Soul Cycle class in between the matinee and the evening. I'm dead. Like I can barely get to the night show. I'm so tired from the afternoon show, and everyone else is like getting in a quick 600 calorie burn.
The other day it was intermission and I was just
insane.
kind of doing my normal intermission thing, which is basically just like eating Mike and Ike's and like trying to stay up and because of the baby. But like then I saw a couple people in our cast, like Law and
Yeah.
Stacy,
Yeah.
and they were like on the ground and
Yeah.
I was like, what are you guys doing? And they were like, sit-ups. And I was like, oh, those are sit-ups. Well, I don't know what those sit-ups
Yeah,
are. We haven't done sit-ups in a
We're like
bit.
just kind of
It's all right.
mess.
You do Broadway your own way when you come
Oh,
here.
God.
and
We're
you
just trying to
guys-
get through
yeah.
it without ruining Sarah's show.
You're
Yeah.
not ruining anything.
Yeah.
No, you are beloved. You are now part of the Broadway family. You Waitress.
I can't believe it.
Thank
I can't
you.
believe
No,
it.
thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
welcoming us into this
And you're going to
family.
be in the show for a while.
Yes.
So make sure you go
Come
see
see it.
Waitress,
Come see
staring these two amazing, lovely human
And we
beings.
just wanted to like just
Please.
send our love to Marin's family and
Yes.
Mazzie
Yes.
family because
Yes.
she's one of our
Absolutely.
favorites, and we were just devastated to hear. And so much love to not only her family, but now that we know how kind of tight this Broadway community is.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
We send our love
No,
to
it's
the
very kind
entire
and very thoughtful.
Broadway community.
Yes, and so go see the show at the
Yeah,
Brooks
come see
Atkinson
Waitress.
Theater. We also put up our new 2018 fall preview for the theater season coming up on the site. Make sure you go check that out.
Go check that
Thank you
out.
all so much for watching. Thank you
Thank
both so much for
you,
being
thank you,
here.
thank
I
you,
can't wait to
guys.
see you
Thank
again
you,
soon.
bye.
Eric, why don't you check
Eric,
us out?
take it away. Eric, all you.
And thank you guys for watching at home. We are live at 5 every day on Facebook, and you can also find our Live at 5 podcasts if you go to wherever you get your podcasts and type in hashtag Live at 5. Join us tomorrow when we talk to Christiane Knoll and Aaron Lazar from the first national tour of Dear Evan Hansen.
Oh.